right. Should be live, sister. If you wish to.
Okay.
Divine-gpms.world is a worldwide cumulative gathering of consents for every child, woman, and man to ratify and enact into law worldwide the all-inclusive replacement system of money and law worldwide, as outlined on the consenting website of divine-gpms.world. It is imperative that all worldwide take a couple of minutes and consent to add your accord, children included.
Greetings to everyone. We are on February 15, 2026 on divine-gpms.org meeting. We have also people from Canada, people from Brazil with us, Philippines, Germany, and also Rick George. He's the founder of GPMS, and he's High Priest of Melchizedek Order with us on earth in these divine times. He's living in Romania. And I am Beatrice. I'm living in North Alberta. Rick, you know that my preferred question all the time, it's where we are. It is about the ascension. It's all the time. So I receive also some question where the people are. They are right now still on the fourth dimension, or many of them, they were able to pass on the fifth dimension. So what it is the situation on February 2026?
Well, that is, well, before I begin, hi, everyone. And that is a very, let's say, intricate question that the answer, I could take it in there deeper. However, let's just begin with an overview. So, with this entire ascension, what needs to be realized is every individual has to go through a purification and individual redemption process, if you will. And this occurs on an oblivious level in the beginning when one's become more aligned with what is righteous, what is moral, what they no longer can support. So it's part of this process. And ideally, we would have loved to have everyone all at once go through it, but that's not the case. We have what we identify as waves of ones ascending that are going through their various processes, if you will, of purification through making the right choices and changing. So, in this case, you can use one of the cliches or what have you, that it was known in the past or accepted that a leopard could not change its spots. However, in this unprecedented time, they can. And this is what's occurring. They're changing what they were. And so it's a lengthy, intricate process with this because it involves every individual that's going forward to step outside of the forest for a moment and just to go above it, if you will. The entire overview is that so many things are in motion at once worldwide now to serve for the overall ascension of Earth. And the ascension of Earth is we are not leaving this Earth. It is a planetary ascension, which is ascending those that can make it into a different version of Earth. It's the same earth, what is here. However, it is different, meaning that you are not any longer going to have, the evil, the wicked, the pollution, the destruction, wars, famine. None of that exists in this new world that we are creating right here. So again, with the overall ascension, ones are very rapidly going through their processes. And, I always love to just point the finger towards the US because energetically and in alignment with this whole ascension, that is one of the last strongholds of the darkness to fall. And one of the reasons, yes, dark, because of the military control and aggression, what US always was. See, aggression and war is not from God. It's not from love. It comes from fear. And that imprint into the US with all of their citizens to whatever degree, there is that aggressive control, fear imprint that is in there. And, not only through their military strength, but also through the boasting of in the past, America's great, look at our dollar worldwide and all of these things from the past. But these are separation mechanisms. They are the opposite of unity, of the worldwide unity, and everyone working and sharing together what eliminates war. There's nothing left to fight for when everyone shares in everything. So you can see how it is the opposite with the energetics of the US. And when we look at Ephesians 6:12 again, which I love, it simply states you are not dealing with just the physical ones. You are dealing with the energetics, which is the dark spirit, which is created by the evil and wicked intents of ones that are here on earth. But not only them, it's all of those that accept and allow them to do this. So this is the spirit, the fear spirit of aggression. This is what holds everyone into the purgatory, into the hell trap, because it's not in alignment with what God, freedom, liberation, real sovereignty, abundance, what all of that is about. This world is the opposite. It is a controlled matrix, and it survives off of the fuel of negative and fear energy. That's why it's always creating wars to keep people in a state of fear and out of their power and their connection with God. And that's why in this world, so many do not have the true connection to God, which they should have and need to have. But again, we're in the unprecedented times that it is happening. And what I need to say with this ascension, not all can make it, because all that are on earth, not all have souls, and they are not aligned with going forward. This is why all of your revelations, which all of the corruption is being exposed, worldwide to this effect, to show people that the power regime was actually the deception, the trickery to control ones and to keep ones from the absolute abundance and emancipation what Divine-gpms.world gives to humanity. And this divine-gpms.world would not be possible if God was not real, and that if this was not his real, genuine plan. And it's being done in such a way physically through the tangible ratification process that nothing can denounce it, nothing can contest it, refute it, what it is, because it is the bridge for those that can make it from this reality, this hell, into the heaven on earth. So through this process, you had many other contributing factors and constructs by the darkness with technologies, mind control. So what you had also was the direct, intentional, negative influence on the consciousness of individuals, which stripped them of their morality, and not only that, their unlimited value, their worth as an individual, which is also unlimited. So it's this capitalistic system again that, let's say, was the culprit. But I'll stop there. I believe on the Facebook, even though we didn't record it, you may be able to get the first version from Facebook and attach it onto the final, perhaps.
Yes.
So, quick overview, just a summary. We're doing fine. It's taking longer than anticipated, but there is the individual free will's choice. They're being divinely pressured to make the choices, but it's taking linear time. And as we all know, we want it done. We know it's real. We know it's true. We know it's happening. It's just that the others don't fully know that yet, and they're going through these processes. But Father took things in, Father God, Prime Creator, took things into his hands, more so last December. And since then, events and everything occurring is pressuring ones more and more into making the choices. And that choice is to no longer accept this reality as it was and to accept the most logical, common sense, sane, civilized solution, which is Divine-gpms.world. And this world is an insane world because of all of the harm it creates by the power regimes that keeps a capitalistic system going on that causes separation, suffering, hardship, animosity. It's all designed to do that because this is actually what you would call hell. And Divine-gpms is the heaven version. But I don't wish to complicate it. I'm just giving it and perhaps a little different perspective. But everything is great. This is the thing. Everything is fine. The judgments, what will be occurring with some of you, perhaps, and many, you'll also be given in your consciousness, if you will, let's say divinely, it will be given to you between your connection and God, more of the truth of ones that you had in your past that you were suspicious that they were not trustworthy. And what you will be shown is that you will be taken in your consciousness to the place where they actually committed the betrayal acts as well, so that you know, so that you're also able to separate from the certain ones, because the separation is ongoing. The separation of the wheat from the chaff, the goats, which are the ones that betray, they are not of God. So you also need to see the ones that are also not making the right choices as well. And the right choices are all based on virtue. So some of these, it's determined on an individual level by their choices, what they do. And as we've always said, and I know everyone can agree with the purity, the integrity, the human dignity, but the divine dignity of being genuine, authentic, being of truth from the heart. This is the Holy Spirit. And it's so important because the Holy Spirit is what ascends you when you are in alignment with the energetics of that. This is why it's important to go through your purification process. That's why it's given worldwide for each one to do. It is a very serious thing, but on the energetic level, when you understand that, it has to be done. You have to make amends. You have to repent for anything that you did intentionally wrong to another. So it's about you, the individual, what you do. It doesn't matter to you what others do because those are their choices and it's their judgment. But you are also judging yourself by your actions, and that's why it becomes so important for each individual to know that you are in the judgment days. Everyone is. And we're near the end of that because many choices have been made already. And once we're at the end of that judgment day, some of the sentencing is already being served. It's served along with the judgment. And if we use the Epstein thing again, it's pointing out and identifying, if you will, part of the sentencing. Because when an individual is exposed, the divine judgment, the divine sentencing that occurs individually where they become rejected from reality because everyone knows the truth and no one wants to associate with a pedophile or no, you don't, we don't do that. So divinely and organically, energetically, the wrath of God that these inflict upon theirself because their choices, that is what deals with them. This is why, as well, that we don't need to judge, but when we need to judge, like against these institutions that were taking children for sex trade, trafficking, all of these pedophilia things, that has to be judged. Once, if you sit and you don't judge righteously, or if you don't say anything, you need to look at what you're doing. And this is why I put out the post for ones. Come on, you've got to stand up and stand together here. This has got to be stopped. So you have to judge righteously. And you judge righteously with incontestable evidence. And this is what we had before. It might still be on our website. This is the proper way of temporary judgment, to judge righteously with incontestable evidence, not by hearsay, if you will, what occurred 2 Decembers ago in GPMS when it was brought in a bias trial, which was actually sickening. What you had is ones going on hearsay from others without incontestable evidence and causing a huge separation. And if any would have known about divine law, then they would have looked at all of the selected cherry-picked information against one individual. If they would have investigated further the ones that were bringing this forth, they would have seen that these were the actual scammers and corrupt ones that were accusing others, including I, of soliciting. from others. So what it does, it exposed all of those, but it also, anyone that believed and aligned with that got sucked in. But it's because those ones that believed with that, they were still unhealed themselves, and they did not know what is right. And this is part of the reasoning why, when we had to take all of our GPMS groups, we had to sanctify them. They had to go through a purification process, which Father instructed I to do. At that time, when GPMS was attacked by the darkness with this bias mock Wild West trial, there was a 3-month, or you could say 3-day dissension period with GPMS. And during that period, it exposed that the perpetrators did not do anything with GPMS. Emails were going unanswered. There was no meetings. And it showed that they were attacking I. So with all of this evidence, ones were able to see that it was not about what they said it was about. It was about to attack I, because on the deeper level, divine GPMS is the biggest threat to the darkness. So they proceeded with that. And some of the last things they began to do is tell ones, you don't need to consent. You're going anyway. And that is also a lie. You need to consent. This is the ascension. So it was all designed by those that believed and followed to cause separation. However, this is God's plan and this is God's will, and nothing stops us, and it goes forward as it is. And, you know, in this great time, when you reference and look at the Christ time as well, and what he had mentioned for this time, ones will persecute you, ones will hate you, ones will betray you, ones will turn against you, but remain steadfast in your trust and your faith and your connection to God. These things have to occur so you make the right choices also for your alignment, and to step into your divine roles and be the divine one and do this, what you need to do here, not only for yourself, for all of humanity, because that's what this is about. That's why it's all of us together and more coming every day to stand shoulder to shoulder, brother and sister, equality between the genders and the higher consciousness, to do what is right, to take humanity out of this insane, savage world, and of course, all of our children, and put them into the safe environment, the same civilization. It's absolutely ridiculous that you have, even at this point, ones that we don't have a majority and have it already. It's ridiculous that many in their hearts don't even know in the past what is morally right, what is right or wrong. One of the simple questions I ask when I vet ones now into being a guardian with GPMS, what I ask them, is it right or is it wrong to judge one without allowing them to give any of their defense? And that's what we had. Ones did not know that in GPMS, and that caused the separation, because they didn't know that simple moral truth that was so important. They broke their vows, they blasphemed God as well. I put in messages in the group there telling them, whoa, stop what you're doing. Look at what you're doing. You're breaking your oaths. This has to stop. What did they do? No, I think they probably took the God messages off. But when they did that, and when they attacked it, it was a betrayal of the word of God. and this also inflicted more of the wrath of God upon them, and it's part of their judgment. And if they can redeem themselves, that's between them and God. It's not between I and them. But nevertheless, I'll stop there. Sister Nya, come in, Sister Beatrice. She might only be here for a few minutes to, if she wishes to give us an update on the website, because we've been doing some things, children. If you wish, may you fill us in, sister? Thank you.
All right. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I just recently did some kind of maintenance from the webs on the web on at the web on the website. I'm sorry. So I did some kind of performance upgrades, but also, you know, I added also for Sister Lodi a new tribe, the Morbok as well. And what we also did now is we have a counter, which is counting the total numbers of under 18. So Divine-gpms youth members, I would say. And it comes within the number of the total count. So, but also, as you know, that number can change depending if someone would go, you know, into adulthood after a specific time. So if you're watching the numbers and you were like, oh, yesterday it was a little bit more. So it is because, you know, they have, reached the number of 18. So just to let you know. And yeah, the numbers are amazing, I have to say, because, you know, we also have the old numbers from the previous website. And what we are seeing is more and more coming in, more and more children, but also parents are consenting for their newborn children as well. So this is amazing. I also see an increase of different kinds of countries also coming in, which was not so frequently before. So this is also amazing. We also did some kind of additional information about the divine degree as well. So we have updated that as well. So please check the website for it, for further informations. And yes, so let me think, is there more to add on the website? No, there may be some kind of maintenance in the future, because I may have to do some kind of things as well, but it will only take some hours of off time, so to let you know. And yes, I just wanted to add the feedback from the last time I was joining Divine-gpms, and it was so amazing because what I'm seeing and what I do love is that so many different ones worldwide are coming together with different belief systems, different view of reality. And, you know, we were gathering, you know, in this meeting and discussing harmoniously, peacefully. And this is also very important. And it is, you know, how do I say it? You know, one of the things of Divine-gpms to unite and to come together, no matter which age, which belief system, what you're you know, how you are perceiving reality. And I do love this very, very much. But also while going through the concerts with the children, oh, this is so amazing, because the children are so important, and I have a lot of contact with different kind of mothers and children as well, and they are so amazing. They would change this whole reality. And I really love that children are having or giving a voice, right? And I also checked that a little bit with Ray, and she was like, oh, that's amazing. You know, we have 14% children here in Divine-gpms.world. And this is much more than other, you know, like sovereign groups or organizations do have. So others would have around 1 to 3%, and we have 14%, which is amazing. So I just want to share that with you. Thank you.
Yeah, so it is Rick that has the host position. I cannot give you co-host to share the screen, unfortunately, but I will share myself to see your great work. So this is the track progress on divine-gpms.world. We have members, almost 400,000, and Divine members under 18, 57,000. So this is correct. Yes, Nia?
Yes, this is correct. Double checked everything. And we have an increased number because I think yesterday, I think 20 came in as well. So you can see it's amazing to see that numbers as well.
Okay. Yes, I understand. So yeah, this is great, and thank you so much that you share that the people are coming and they have different belief of system, and also it is about the different realities. It's exactly what happened with me yesterday when I was in the town to share the word of GPMS. I met also people and they said, I think that your idea it's based on communism or something like, and he said, I would like to have a communism or something. And I said, yeah, but you grow in Canada, you do not know everything about communism. And I explained a little bit the differences. And he said, okay, very interesting. Then I will go on the website and I will see the true correct form of We Are Eagle, because the people are still mixed on socialism, democracy, communism. So this is coming all the time on discussion, and I found yesterday also people that are aligned with GPMS. Only one, basically, it was I do not want to have flyers, so there was no conversation. But all others, it was very they were interested. And I found yesterday also a group of native Indians that they were in the front of a church, and I spoke with them and I shared GPMS cards, and they said, oh, but this is exactly universal law, do no harm. And I said, yes, it's exactly that. And they discovered GPMS, and they told me that they are there because of their brother and sister that passed away, and explained me also about the woman that disappeared and also the children that disappeared and everything. So it is a huge connection. I invite them to come on GPMS. I hope that they may reach us soon, and to speak with you and also with Rick about. I am very informed about what is happening, and I know the story. It's really extreme bad what we have today. And yes, the only one that can put down this darkness, it is the GPMS system. And I know that. It is universal laws, do no harm, but the correct implementation. Because I understand that the tribes were under the pressure of the actual system, but right now we are on the divine times. And on divine times, finally, Father, Mother, God agree that we can have the permission right now. The earth has the permission to have the consent for the implementation of universal laws. A little bit to what is happening in Canada, because we have two brothers here. It is Frank and Serhi. Serhi from Ontario, living in Ontario. Frank, it's Native Indians living in British Columbia. We have the separation. It's exactly what Rick said, unity versus separation. Right now, just to understand a little bit the context, because it's very hard to live. This is the first reason. Everything it is extremely expensive. The people in Alberta, they pass away a lot because here it was like a cycle yes, Nia, do you want to add something?
Oh, I just wanted to add when you are finished. So just go ahead, please.
No, because it'll be a long discussion, and after that will be the Frank and Serhi. So please go right now on the way that you want to develop.
Oh, first of all, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. This is so in alignment, also with the indigenous groups as well, right? Yes, I just wanted to share, my observation right now, because, I do have, contact, with different kind of people as well, different kind of conscious levels. And what I also do see right now, that more and more people, we know the wave of awakening, but more and more people, they cannot identify themselves anymore, with the old system. Meaning like, you're getting pushed more, with, it's quite interesting, to be more authentic or, align with people who are, similar to you as well, or have the same moral view and perspective as well. But what I also do see, because currently everything is ramping up, right, in all countries. It doesn't matter if it is in US, Europe, or Asia. So everything is coming together, at the same point. But what is interesting, the people, most of them didn't know Divine-gpms, right? But it's what you are saying. I'm fully in alignment with that, because Divine-gpms is the solution. People don't know, they only know the beast system. But truly and honestly, the beast system, as we have also explored and investigated, the core is rotten. So whatever you are building on that core, it's completely fruitless, right? And Divine-gpms is also one of those things which really sees and acknowledge every being, right? And especially the children, because, I also tapped in, in other groups or sovereign groups, they have something implemented for the children, but it's not the same, like with Divine-gpms.world, because, we truly see the children for who they are, right? There are children, they are so amazing, they're coming in, with so much knowledge and so much power. And it's so important, really and truly, for them to be free, right? And to bring in everything they got and to change this reality, like for everyone else. So it's very interesting, in these times, when people come to I and share about this, and I said, well, the only thing I can say is, the solution is Divine-gpms.world, right? And beautiful, she consented, for example, right? But yes, I also, I really love the songs that you have created, and I also truly feel, Rick is doing that amazingly, and Donovan, and also you, you are doing more on social media. I'm not so great with this, but I do feel it's very important right now to go more into public, to show more presence, because the people are looking for something, right? And especially the younger ones, like, the younger ones are so amazing, they are they're questioning things, and they are so intelligent, but they're looking for something, right? And if you're bringing in Divine-gpms, which everyone would be naturally in alignment, because everyone with a soul, have compassion and conscience. We do no harm. We wouldn't do that kind of horrific things, right? So it's the natural solution, I have to say. And yes, it's fully supported by Prime Mother and Prime Father as well. So thank you so much, Beatrice.
Yeah, thank you so much. You are right. I found also, I'm not saying children because they were probably on their 17, or 16, but they were amazing. Yes, love is the solution. So, no, it's true. Just I told them about the benefits of GPMS, and they were like, expressing love, and no, it's just amazing. Yes, this crystalline generation that is coming, it's beautiful. It's simply beautiful. It's true. Yes, we need the presence on the street. I'm aware of that. Here it's still winter time, but when the time is good, I prefer also to get outside. No, it's great to meet the people face to face. It's different and not to the protest. So we had a situation with Alberta, British Columbia, and other provinces as independence here. They want to separate from Canada. I fully understand the reason. It is because of the poverty level. No, it's extreme. So basically the prices that we can see for the food, yes, we can do better. This is true. So I agree with them in so many points that they develop. What I do not really agree on the solution. So basically, when I'm going to the protest, I met also the people that they gather for the Alberta independence there. And it is a hate that was coming first after Trump election in the United States. We saw against the immigrants, and deportation cases where basically the family even broken and everything because of the deportation, because of the status, who is born in the United States, who is not born in the United States. And this hate started to spread also in Canada, but this started to spread in the last time because in Alberta, I found no this kind of hate. So I'm living 4 years here. And it seems that attracted people inside of the independence movement, because when I spoke with leaders, they do not even want to hear that 25% of the population of Earth, they are soulless people, and basically they do not fight with the real immigrants, so they have other kind of the problem. So they are focused on what they are doing. What they want to do, it's extremely similar with the result of GPMS, but they cannot see that. So fighting with me that I share the solution, the true solution, it's so bad because during the fighting time, they do not listen. So I hope that maybe they come after and they may listen our video recording or meetings. They may come anytime to participate. This will be just amazing because the old system or the actual system, as you are saying, it's not the solution. Right now we have the East and the West trying to split, and they are against each other. But in reality, I was living also in the East. I was living also in the West. In the East, in Ontario, I was living for 1 year and a half. The people had no idea when I told them, do you know that during the time that your house grow and grow, it's like has a higher value. In Alberta, the housing basically are losing their value. And what it is the situation in Alberta, many people were not informed. So the television that they listen give not the right information. And the politicians are the problem that kept all these divisions, separation. And because of the political structure, the pyramid system, right now the people believe that the East are against them, but it's not about the people. It was play a game of the politics and many politicians involved. So this is the reason. It's not about the people, but how to succeed in order to succeed, or something like right now they found the solution of the separation. But here we have the ocean and we have the United States. These are our neighbors. So all the maritime life, cannot approve independence of a territory. United States it's involved to recognize or not. The world we do not know. So basically a new formed country cannot live by itself, only doing some how can I say, economic exchange with the United States should be recognized, but all the earth, all other countries, as we are saying today. And I do not know how they would like to start, no idea. But anyway, basically what it is, the desire, it's basically to be able to put some bread on the table to the people. But on this beautiful and amazing dot do not be part, the people have to be purified, as Rick said, also do not have hate and against immigrants. So right now we have the actual system, and many people, they have how can I say, the model, because they did not live in another system and through their imagination. So the imagination is not the visualization, the imagination is not working quickly when we spread the word of GPMS. But I hope that they may see GPMS, it is exactly what they want, but they are scared because of no border idea. The no border, when we are making abundance in every corner of the world, the people do not need to travel, do not need to migrate. So this is not a problem of the overpopulation on the earth in general. So the surface of the earth, it is absolutely enough for 6 billion of souls, or 8 billion that we have today, with including no souls. So basic, they cannot see that solution, and also they want something to be done now. Right now, when we try to do something now, but it's not exactly what it has to be done, it's coming with separation of not unity. It is coming with not alignment with universal laws and everything. So trying to do something for the people in order to put the bread on the table, but at the same time not rejecting the true solution of GPMS. So this is very hard for me to see, because by the end they may end to come with GPMS. By this time still they cannot see, and this is why I'm asking all the time, Rick, how many people are right now on the fifth dimension, because I really need them to see that GPMS is the true solution. And this hate and immigration does not exist. We have no border with universal laws. Universal laws are above the artificial law. I understand the people, for example, on the federal government, because right now this separation will crash the federal. They want to keep their jobs and everything. But with GPMS, we have the worldwide community. It's not a problem of jobs. It's not a problem of position. So it's just giving them more money and everything. So for everyone, GPMS, it is in the way that everyone will have much more than they have in the actual situation. So it's just coming and put a question and start to see exactly what it is GPMS, then we can find, because in some way they agree, the people from Alberta, they agree. This is what we want to do via the Alberta independence. Yes, but at the same time, the way how they started via the Alberta independence is not the correct way. We can do in another way. And this is GPMS, and we do not need approval from the federal to gather the consents. And when the people see that, they said right now, for example, the premier of Alberta, like Danielle Smith, she started to face some critics and also treats us as traitor, or so basically treats for treason versus the Canada corporation. via the Constitution, recognized as Constitution of Canada. But Canada, it's not a state. Canada, it's a private corporation. A private corporation cannot have a constitution, and Canada, especially the Constitution of Canada, has much more problem than any other constitution. So the law is broken because it's not respected, and also the international law is broken. The people just need to see that there is another law, beautiful one, do no harm, that respects everyone, respect the truth, and give the opportunity to have abundance in every corner of the world. So this is the solution for the provoke immigration when the people move to have money, jobs, and everything. And this is the solution for everything. Yes, Nia.
Oh yes, you touched a very interesting part as well. Yes, I I have talked with a sister in Hawaii, and I think she also mentioned something, that also Hawaii want to be separated, by the US as well because of all the things that are happening. But also, with the unrest, and the anger, I have to say, this is also related to the purification process as well, right? Because they were lied to, they were suppressed, right? And the thing is, in a beast system where everything is, where the people are indoctrinated from the beginning, and they were shown only things like you are coerced or blackmailed, you have to do this or that, right? Or you will be overpowered, and this is the only thing that they do know. So they are doing the same, right? And they do not know that there is a different way, a peaceful way, a harmonious way. And I do feel, it is so important, this is the reason, why Rick is always saying it, the solution is to unite, because this is a tactic to separate everyone. But also what you're also seeing currently is the power struggle between the Dark Ones as well, right? So, what I'm seeing is right now it is so important, for each one of us, to be the lighthouse and also the way shower to show them that there is a different solution as well. So, yes, I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
A little bit on the consents of GPMS, the people that they gather consents for GPMS. It is good to say we do not need consent from the federal to gather the consents of GPMS. The reason is that universal laws are above artificial laws, and also these artificial laws has no jurisdiction inside of GPMS, inside of universal laws. Much more than that. Universal laws do no harm. It is also the law of the tribes that they want to keep the correct law. But some, they were forced because of the corporation. They were forced to do not keep the clean universal laws. Universal laws are kept on the pure form by Divine-gpms.world, and this is the true referendum for the people. So basically, the federal has no any kind of jurisdiction to come and to ask why we are gathering consent. We explain all the time that for years. So, because they have no jurisdiction in this way. Yes, for sure, they can come as individual to be part of the movement, and this will be a very good moment to start, because we need people to share the message of GPMS, but in the position of the federal, as federal Canada or federal other country as the United States or something like, because they are keeping the artificial law as common law and civil law in Quebec. These are artificial man-made laws, and they have no jurisdiction with the universal laws. This is the pure divine law. Yes, Rick.
Oh, thank you. I'd just like to take us back because Brother Frank was going to speak and Brother Sergey. But just before, if we may, before Brother Frank speaks, before we began our meeting, he was saying something so important with showing how GPMS is actually doing it by gathering the consents when you look at any other groups or what have you. And this is very valuable in the way that Frank was putting in it in his words. I was listening and it was very good and clear. But if you wish to oblige, Frank, I believe, this would be very good to just refresh it if it resonates with you to do so, brother. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Thanks. Yeah, no, listening and hearing the different discussions and yeah, so basically GPMS is about unity and about gathering the masses. And kind of the discussion there was a bit about like the existing system and stuff and how that has entrapped people and they're going along with it because it's all they know. So to get the word out and get people to know there's another choice out there, like a lot of people I talk to, it's just they don't believe it, and it's too big to happen. It's but it's always growing. It will get there, and it's just a matter of people deciding and learning about it. And you can learn more about it by listening to the videos and sharing the information or going on the website. And the more you can learn about it, you can agree and know. It's like knowing within you what is right, and it's a platform to be able to put the goodness out everywhere, and to everybody can come together and agree. It's the question is, I guess, is how it mechanics of how it'll work, and I think it'll come organically as everybody gathers, but it's the gathering that's more important, because the current situation in the world is showing how the masses or the majority rules. The majority just doesn't know they have a choice right now, and if they did and understood it and could see it, they would choose it right away. It's obvious. It's just I guess the question or the unknowing of it all and hesitation, because nobody likes to change from what they do know. It's like, and there's been a lot of things gone on in the past that deceptions and stuff, and people might think, oh, is this another trick? Been tricked a lot, and they're starting to see how they've been tricked, and hard to believe anything. So you just got to follow your heart and just make the right choice and choose goodness. So in the past couple meetings, I haven't been here, but I've heard them online or heard the recordings, and there was like you had a guy from the White Hats group, or whatever you want to say, talking about, and so I've followed this a long while since the whole protests and convoys and stuff, and there's like people gather together and freedom fighters and stuff and talk, but there's a lot of groups and stuff starting and having these ideas and plans, and there's terms out there, and the what's the where we go one we go all from the White Hats or those groups, and it's like my question is like, where is that? Where we go one we go all? Where is that? and there's no place out there. It's like, how does anybody know where it is? And it's the place where it is at Divine-gpms.world. It's the only place that is actually showing where people are gathering. And it's, yeah, a matter of time that as more people gather, it'll just grow and grow and grow. But instead of being so separated and one group doing this, one group doing that, it's got to all come together somehow, and then we'll overpower the darkness and in control of the world, and take it back. Really is what we got to do. All gather together and take it back. We know what's right. Yeah, I think that's what I had to say. Thanks.
Yeah, so Serhi, please speak about this subject because you are living also in Ontario. Thank you.
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, I can add a couple of words about Ontario. Sure, last weekend I was on a shopping and I saw some homeless people on the streets on the lights asking for help. I give them a card, give them a couple of bucks, and spoke with them. It's like, you have a choice. You need to stay here. You just need to vote. Tell your friends, do it. If you don't have a cell phone, I can do it for you. He said to me, it's like, hey, I'm going to do it later. I have a computer. I have access, but later. Anyway, at the time he received the card, the gentleman behind me give him like a big, huge chicken salad and everything. He was like happy to receive it. It's like a God blessing. He got a card, he got a couple of bucks, and he got a salad. Whatever you wish to, you have it, even if you are homeless. But I was checking the website a couple of days straight, and I see nobody votes from Canada. So it's saying for me, like a friend said before, people don't know. No, people knows. I was on a protest many times. See, knows about GPMS. Everybody knows. In Ukraine, in Canada, but they don't want to choose it. Public speakers don't want to show it the way to the people. They know, but they don't want to do it. And I want to say, it's like it's their responsibility to do it. And some consequence gonna come over to them. I can say a couple predictions. Maybe you know people, it was the Edgar Cayce, the healer in the US in the last century, 1940. He died, but before that, he healed many people and did many prophecies and predictions. And he said, one of them, or many of them, 2026 spring, it will be the year. It will be big changes. And people will have to make a choice. And he predicted like it's big wave of water gonna come over near the places like California, Netherlands, and other places close to the shores. And sea gonna come over like a couple kilometers inside the land. People have to leave, but people still waiting and thinking something gonna save them. No, they're like a fear, their hate. All of this is growing. After the Epstein files, it's like a tipping point, and the nature gonna respond. If they don't wanna vote for the divine plan, the nature gonna respond for them. It's gonna come hard, and it's like, and they know about. Governments knows about. New Zealand, for example, moved like food stocks from a shore to the midland. Netherlands offered people to move from a shore living to the inside the country, even paying them money to live. And California, everybody knows governments. They just want to tell the people. And people have to make this decision because it's like they know, they don't want to, they have a consequence. That's all. It's hard to, I don't know, shake them off from their believing, hard to shake them off from this like a circus game about everything what's going on around. They just want to pay attention to couple months. And you will see.
Yeah, the internet connection is not good.
For that, You'll
We are not able to hear him.
like spring 2026 will decide everything. People will see it. They will see the sign in the sky later.
We were not able to hear everything because probably you passed through.
You hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Oh, you hear me now? Okay. It's like I said, I don't want to make a fear or any, like, I don't know, bad predictions, but it's like this time we show everything. It's like people need to make a choice. That's all. As simple as it is. If they don't, nature will respond. And it's like we don't want to see it. But how's the other way to shake them off from the like living and just, I don't know, background, whatever they staying on. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Rick, I have a question to you because we spoke a lot about the international law and everything. So one of the question it was like, we have the Danielle Smith, the Premier of Alberta, and she asked permission for her referendum for Alberta independence. She asked permission from the federal. And right now the people are asking if we need to ask permission from the federal to gather the consents for GPMS. So I explained a little bit about universal laws and artificial laws, but if you may develop more on the subject, so thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. To simply begin, Canada, as well as every nation worldwide, is acting unlawfully. So when they're in the unlawful capacity, they cannot decide for anyone or tell anyone what to do. GPMS, and when you look at Canada, it typically only has its national jurisdiction. And it doesn't even have that because they are breaking the law as well. But when you compare that to GPMS, we have worldwide jurisdiction because we have at least one representative worldwide from perhaps it's over 174 countries. Also, you need to look at the population of our universal nation, which is almost 400,000, which places it in population worldwide in comparison with other nations. We are perhaps around the most 170th of over 200 most populated nation. But we have the universal jurisdiction because we are a nation. We are founded with our laws. It's on our website. We have our monetary system all ready to go within 24 hours. So that is already provisioned. And we also have our important charter, what is on our website. So what this means is we are a universal nation, but when we take it one step further with the important unalienable right of self-determination, which is recognized worldwide, because in any nation, even like Canada, ones could not vote if you did not have the right of self-determination, which is the choice to choose how you wish to be governed or what they left out. You can choose to govern yourself. And so what they did is they distorted and did not provide all of the correct information or definition of self-determination. So that in itself is an unlawful act with Canada and every nation worldwide. And the importance of self-determination, again, is the right for one to choose how they wish to be governed, if it's through another body or through themselves. But it's that right to choose. And this is what GPMS is. What we're doing is saying, no, we do not choose any individual's nation monetary system, how they appropriate value and how they decide things, because it's unlawful and it's being exposed more and more every day. But getting back again, with the right of self-determination, it is your right also how to choose value, worth. It comes with your appropriation of value. Where do you wish to put it outside of you? Do you wish to recognize resources like gold and silver that the darkness owns and controls? Or do you choose your unlimited wealth and value and distribute unlimited, comfortable money in the least from there, in union with all of your other brothers and sisters? And again, with the right of self-determination, as more and more realize that they have the choice, that they have the choice of divine GPMS now, they can choose their own value. But what comes with that is their value, their full liberation. It is their full emancipation. And not only for them, for their children, for everyone. This is what brings in the equality, the abundance, the compassion, the sharing. This is what eliminates worldwide war and suffering. It puts humanity instantly in a place of peace. So in reality, there is no one at this very moment on earth that can justify them complaining about the old system, because they have the choice to choose the system that fully liberates them in humanity forever. And this is why we say, stop complaining, stop. It's all problematic. If you keep your focus on that, you're not going to create the new good world. No, you have a choice. Drop all of the politics, the geopolitics, the capitalism. You don't need that. You've been there. You know none of that works. Your constitutions are just paper that your constitutions is written on something that is not worth anything, because it's designed with each nation to take the constitution into a biased, partial judicial system to rob the rights from the individuals to control them. So there is the only valid constitution worldwide right now is the Constitution of Divine GPMS. It upholds all of the rights and it doesn't cause any harm. Where Canada, because it is a capitalistic system, in the least, it causes harm. That is not lawful. That is not the rightful nor moral thing to do. Every country worldwide is immorally doing this by supporting a capitalistic system that causes classes, but importantly, it causes poverty and extreme poverty, which is harm and suffering. And this does lead to homelessness, death, disease, sickness, and everything. So it's nonsensical for anyone on earth now to complain about a harmful system when you have the divine GPMS, which is the full human, common sense, logical, moral system. So it's a no-brainer choice. And so no one on earth has any room to complain about the problems. Get your act in gear. GPMS, as Brother Frank was saying, we're the only group that is actually ratifying because this GPMS is a universal nation. And with this law, once we have the majority that choose their full freedom, their full sovereignty and abundance, it's all lawfully constructed. Nothing can contest it or oppose it. So, and I love with the movie. So what GPMS is doing, it's assimilating reality to do the right thing, and it's done through the people's choice. And it's like, but what's occurring with not the movie, the Star Trek with the Borg in it, when they said, you know, resistance is futile. And I need to say, resistance against divine GPMS is futile. And part of the reason is because you also have the force of God. GPMS is the divine plan, and everyone is being, even if they don't know it, with every event that is occurring worldwide, it is divinely orchestrated so that they make the right choice now, and that is to join with the solution. There is no other choice for humanity. For the human souls, there is the choice for the minions and the soulless ones, because their intent is to thrive at having humanity as their slaves, while those minions live luxurious lives at the expense of others and at stealing and harming the children. And that's what most of them do. And you're seeing that. This is truth that I speak. It's being shown to the world. One would have to be insane to support a structure like you have now, a capitalistic political system. It's nonsense. It's absolute. It is not the solution. It is designed to create problems. That's why, with all of your elections year after year, with your great hope, look where you have arrived at. The most compressed suffering point in history in the last 100 years. If all of your politics and your constitutions and everything worked, you would not be in this situation. If everything worked, and if the ones placed in positions to ensure the public interest and safety of humanity, you all would have been already in Divine-gpms.world. Because any competent leader, if they had the people's best interest in their heart and even in their mind, would know it's so simple, the solution, and that is Divine-gpms.world. So when they can't see it, them being a leader, a political leader, there is no competence, but there is no justification. And when there is no justification for them to choose the solution rather than the problem, it shows that it's intentional. And when you see that it's intentional, that also reveals the motives. And this is when the motives, you're seeing the reasoning why now, with the Epstein files, all of the hardship, the inflation worldwide, all of the people not knowing where to go, and attempting to go to other countries just to survive. Then you have the other countries blaming and accusing them for being immigrants, when it's not these people's fault. It is the beast system that is doing this, that is pushing ones out of their homeland to survive. These people are just trying to survive, and it's getting harder and harder because the system is designed, the beast system is designed to do that. So if you're in Canada, think you've got an immigration problem, the common sense is to all of you join with GPMS, and there is no longer any immigration problems because ones are not coming in taking your jobs, and you don't need these jobs because you have your own money. Problem solved instantly. And within 24 hours, let's say if the majority of Canada would join GPMS, the GPMS currency and structure would be implemented in there within a week. Everyone is free and abundant. They don't need to worry about their job, someone taking it. They don't need to worry about food. They don't need to worry about their financial security. They don't need to worry about freedom. They can travel anywhere worldwide. And all of the prices of things, GPMS sets off that instant, unprecedented deflation. For example, in Canada, with your price of gas that I mentioned before, instantly it drops to half price because governments have taxes. There is no taxes in GPMS. There is no need for it because GPMS is not a looping controlling system like this B system that has the clawback taxes in it to keep control of humanity. GPMS is the full-fledged freedom. And you don't need taxes. It's full-fledged credit. Whatever you need in the moment, you're supported with it. There is no lack in this system. This current system you have is designed to create lack, suffering, and it's all about control. But I'll stop there. Thank you.
I would like also to add that the actual Constitution of Canada has also a ratification problem, just to remember the Quebec, versus other, compare with other constitution from other places in the world. So this place has also another problem with the ratification process under the common law, under the artificial law. So just do not speak about the universal laws. So to enforce a constitution on the people, do not respect their freedom and rights. This is when it is already a problem in this constitution, even under the common law ratification process. I think it's and this is coming also during the divine times, so this has to not be done. My point of view is to unite everybody and please come with GPMS, then from here we start. So we can start also in Canada having our money and everything that we need via GPMS, and it is only about the consent. Please come because we do not need to wait for the referendum, what a federal court may say on May 2026. What we need to do is to make our referendum GPMS to be working until May. So this can happen in a couple of weeks. Then we have it, and from here we start. So please join GPMS, and just to remember, GPMS, it is all-inclusive system. So if you are working for the government or for a private corporation, a company or something like, it does not matter. This is all-inclusive system. And from here we can start and everybody can have everything that it is needed. So nothing compared with GPMS, exactly as Eric said, just to remember the worldwide shareholders over all infrastructure on Earth. So I don't think that if the provinces start to separate in Alberta, they will have this opportunity to be the shareholders for all resources and infrastructure on Earth. I don't think so. So for a part, yes, but not for everything. And this includes also the right to travel, and for all the people to benefit and basically to live in peace. If we have no peace, we have nothing. And the war come all the time when other people supports inequality. So the truth and the peace and abundance the true abundance can be established only when equality is respected and moral value. So also I would like to mention again, because many people that are keeping still upholding the actual system, they start to see the impact. This impact is more and more recognized worldwide about the artificial intelligence inside of the big corporations. So the big corporation, and also right now I can see also the banks, the people are losing very well paid jobs inside of the banks because basically they are replaced with artificial intelligence. So for sure, when few are on top of corporation, for sure that they will prefer to pay artificial intelligence development, and they do not want to pay employers because it's I hear a lot of comparison, and basically it's coming on the support of implementation of artificial intelligence right now. When we have corporation and we have big corporation, and artificial intelligence, it is established there, it is incorporated. Basically, the artificial intelligence, it's working on the benefit of the one that it has the ownership, and the other people have no jobs and everything. So when the people are coming with GPMS, where there will be not corporation, and the artificial intelligence, it is incorporated on the system, it is implemented, but the artificial intelligence, it's working for the people. So basically we will be working only a fraction of time, like a couple of hours, around 10 hours per week, and not 40, because we'll have the artificial intelligence that it is working for us, but we'll have money and benefits and everything. So there will be not few that will have the ownership of something, and others that they are employers, and basically they can touch only a salary or nothing, because right now they are replaced with the artificial intelligence. With GPMS system, this is not happening. So the people that right now are working for the government, I saw also in Canada, I saw United States Trump speech speaking about the number of the jobs necessary on the federal government. So basically it's coming like a reduction, and there will be more and more artificial intelligence also working for the government. So the people will be losing their jobs. So if someone is saying right now, yes, but I would like to work only for the federal Canada, you may want to work, but it is not sure that in the coming years you'll be working there still because of the artificial intelligence, or right now because the provinces wants to break the federal, or something will happen, because when many people are homeless and they have no jobs and they need to leave, this is not possible to keep others just on the position, on higher position and very well paid. So this is not about to happen. So the people will come in a form, as Mother Nia said before, speaking about solutions, speaking about system, and trying to bring forward different realities. So the actual one, it is the worst possible, and we do not need that. This is basic also why Alberta independence started, because of the prices, because of the inequality, because of everything, that it's so bad, and we need a correction. So the people are speaking more and more about the correction. Yes, Frank.
Yeah, well, the thing is with joining up or agreeing with the GPMS, you don't really have to worry about your jobs. You're getting, like, you're only worried about your job to make money, and with GPMS you can make all the money you need. So why worry about it?
Exactly. So it's just to contribute for yourself. So we gather like a family. So GPMS will be like an worldwide family. We do not need to produce here in Alberta something to get in exchange to another country or something like to have an exchange of products. Do not need that. So basically, we need to have what we need here because everyone is shareholders over all Earth infrastructure. And the traveling is free. And for example, if there is a need or of a resources that it's found only in one place in a globe, in a area of Earth, then we can travel and come with what it is necessary. So we gather like a family and share and having everything that is needed for humanity. And we will start to manage also by location, like for example, Alberta, British Columbia, or Canada, if you want. We can start to manage by location like that. But having no border does not mean invasion. So does not mean exactly as Rick supported before. Does not mean a lot of immigrants coming in your place because invasion means harm. So do no harm means no invasion. I think that also many considered immigrants today, they will go to their home when they will find that the abundance will be everywhere on earth, not only in Canada or the United States. They had had enough of the United States, many of them, because of the condition there imposed and all the changing and everything. It is a stress to have the law change in the way that was changed in the United States in the last 6, 7 years. A lot of changes were coming all the time, but never in the good direction like do no harm. So what we need only one law, do no harm. Then from there, everyone will start to know what it is about, then uh, move quickly on the system. Not all the time needs lawyers, needs interprets of the law and everything. And just to listen every single day what happened with the banks, what is new, or for example, I will give just an example. I passed through a video with silver confiscation, gold confiscation and everything, and it was told in the afternoon Friday when nobody can do nothing. Then the banks will when they will open on Monday, they will have another law. So nobody was prepared because the news was coming on Friday afternoon. So very short time to do something to intervene, but this will start to be applied on Monday or Monday morning. So nobody can do nothing during the weekend. So this kind of stuff, this will not happen with GPMS. The people will be living on peace. They will have everything that they will need. And we do not have the shock law, as I'm saying. So basically, in the night, somebody is working, and in the morning, the law is changed, and they even do not allow you to know before. So this is not about to happen. Universal laws are stable and cannot be changed by the politician. We will have no politician, so the people will live without stress. The stress of the law, it's huge, and this is coming all the time right now also from the IRS and from the Canadian Revenue Agency. Taxes changes, you know, the new taxes law every single year right now. The people over 70 years, new condition for the passport, new condition for driving, new condition based all the time on health and everything because they are not healthy. So GPMS, it is about the third generation. It is about that in your 70, you will turn back like in your 20, you'll feel good. And it's just the time to start to gather consents and to move forward as it is needed and to respect and understand that we are in divine times. This is the most important. Yes, Rick.
Oh, thank you, sister. No, I took my hand down, but I was just going to say everything, yeah, that you're speaking about, that's all of the lower timeline nonsense that it doesn't exist up here. And so yeah, so you just have all of these it's again, it's what I call the lower timeline, and for I and being open, it just doesn't resonate with I having speaking and bringing that up all the time. Yes, it does have value for the individuals just to point out maybe one of the problems and just say all of the solutions are up here. But when you go into detail about all of the problems, as I said before, the entire system is problematic. That is the lower timeline. It's designed to do that. And it's better, instead of already speaking the problems back to the people that they already know, it's better to say, hey, there is no problems. Look up here. You know, all of these jobs, it doesn't matter. You don't need all of them jobs in the new world. And it doesn't matter about banks and about the AI technology, you know, that just, it goes, what we say with the core financial system or the core financial infrastructure is that it's all gutted out and just used for free flow money. So it is common sense that it's already done, though, that all the banks are already connected to the AI, because it's when we just press the button, boom, all of these become distribution centers. Everyone that got bank accounts in CIBC or Toronto Dominion in Canada or Wells Fargo, if it exists, these are no longer banks. These are owned by the people. And what it does, it puts money directly into each one's accounts. There is no more banking jobs. There is no need for a financial sector and trading markets and all of that. It's all ridiculous. That was meant to control ones. You don't need all of that. The people are free. It's simple. But Brother Frank.
Hey, yeah. So I wondered, um, when everybody agrees or wants and this new world is implemented, and how is the how is it organized, or how is it like you talk about yeah, you only need to work a few hours a week or whatever. Like, people are so used to being in a structure and being kind of told what to do. So how does that transition work? That's what I wonder.
So first of all, the money will be there, as Rick said. Right now we have the artificial intelligence in 24 hours after the consents gather. The money will be on the bank account. The money is unlimited, and when the people wants to start the projects and everything, this will be not a problem that we do not have money. So this situation is completely eliminated. Much more than that, after the implementation of artificial intelligence enough implementation, after probably nine months, as I hear from Rick George, we are able to pass directly on no financial system. So GPMS, it is a transition period. It's not the heaven, so it is the transition towards the heaven on earth. So it is a transition. How this transition happen is just basically having the consent done. Then from there we start to organize. Having all the money, we start to organize to have everything that we need. Yes, Rick?
Thank you, Sister Beatrice. I believe, to answer what Frank was saying, psychologically, with a transition from one used to working long hours and then have a lot of time on their hands. The world has already been prepared through the scenario for this. So they already had their introduction to it, and many worldwide began to open their ingenuity to allot their time at doing other things. So instrumentally, that's already been provisioned within humanity so that they can adapt very quickly to what the psychological conventional world would say future shock, but there is no future shock. They've already been prepared, and it's a full liberation with them. And as I said before, upon the implementation of GPMS worldwide, that many go ahead, take a week or two off, and we just keep the main logistics running to ensure everyone has what they need. But many will be taking time off, and there's the horn celebrating. Thank you, Father. The big horn outside, the party horns, woo, woo. So it's yeah, humanity, if you will, are great at survival and adaptation. As you're saying, they're always used to struggling to survive and be innovative in that way to survive in the system. But what's occurring divinely, the system is imploding. So it doesn't matter what they do any longer, they cannot survive. And that is divinely ensured that they must choose the common sense thing, which is, GPMS, where they don't need to survive, where they actually thrive and live and are free. So again, there is no choice, and GPMS is inevitable, and it's divinely ensured and guaranteed that it is, and we're still just going through this process. So one of the greatest things psychologically to look at it is how quick that humanity can adapt to situations. And so once they're given their freedom, they'll adapt just fine and instantaneous. I mean, when you look at part of the programming of you work all week and you're off for the weekend, that part of the program, when you're off for the weekend, you're not thinking about going back to work. You're thinking about your freedom and your weekend and your time. What are you going to do, with your weekend? That is your plans. You don't think about all week. So this is the same as a worldwide extended weekend forever that is coming up. So you don't need to think about the work at all. It's just to contribute. Yeah. So humanity is more than ready for this. That's not what's holding it back. It's just, as I believe you said and others, they just don't know they have this great choice right now. But what I can say, and things are setting up, and if we had one good celebrity, if you will, one humanitarian, God-believing celebrity worldwide to endorse this. And there are many, that are out there that they are they are Christian contemporary Christian music artists, and they believe in God, and they sing and express, God and the good things and from their heart. So and many follow these ones. So when you have some of these speaking and endorsing divine GPMS as well, it goes very quickly. And when you look at the US, the United States, as I said, it's so significant. But when you actually look at the population in there now, and even ones, they were so afraid getting out of the US, leaving. But when you look at it, that old capitalistic system, it's losing support very rapidly because the people are rising into the morality, and they're saying no, that old politics, it's got to go. So they are being prepared. It's taken a little bit longer with them, but they are now being prepared. And when we look at the beautiful brothers and sisters in the Philippines, they have already seen all of this and much more what the US is going through. They've already got the experience. That's why they are here now in Asia. When you go and look at the numbers, you can see that Asia, because it's much older as well as the Americas, it's gone through all of the experiences with what is good, what works, and what doesn't. And the Asia is at the point that they know that nothing else does work. And this is why with the Philippines brothers and sisters, they know nothing else works, but they also know that God is real and they trust in God, and they are aligned with us for this very important special time. And again, what you are seeing, and you're going to see more of it, is all of those that believe in Jesus and or God. They're all have to be a part of this because they are all good souls. They're all children of God. There is no other choice for them. And as Sister Nya said, their conscience will not allow them in their heart to be part of these systems that is doing things wrong. Because this is all about doing the right things, doing the moral things. This is why the majority, 70, 80%, or even perhaps more now in the US, do not support what's going on in there because it's working the process. They're raising into their morality. And when they do that, their conscience will not allow them to do this. They will not be allowed to work at jobs individually. They will not be allowed because their soul will not allow them to do this. And you see it all collapse. And brother Christian brought in last week about the MIC, the military industrial complex. That is the biggest wuss, the biggest threat to the world by the darkness, and that is the US military complex, which tried to put the psychological operation into one's believing that military and Trump. This was the illusion by the dark ones. They are aggression. These are the ones that cause war and fear and bullying worldwide. The US is infamous for that. When you go and look at, let's say, Afghanistan, Iraq, even what occurred in Israel with the Palestinian people. Another example, but not only there, with Serbia, Bosnia, and when you go back a little bit further with the break of what used to be the Yugoslavia, which used to be, the seven, when that all got split up, that was the actual, in Albania, the Balkans, yes. Before, that was one of the biggest threat to the current capitalistic society today. And that got broken for the simple reason these people, they were all sharing, they were all community. They didn't really need money. Everything that they needed, they had. And it became a threat to the outside world. So it was attacked and broke. And what the darkness did into the individual regions of the Balkans, like Serbia, even Romania, Bulgaria, they put facets in there to create animosity, to break it all apart. because it was a threat to the capitalistic beast system in the MIC and all of that darkness that goes with it. So they did it intentionally. Bhutan, or Bhutan, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, is another great example. They did not use money there in the Himalayas, in that small country. They didn't need it. Their ability to produce food was amazing, and it still is. How they did it. They did not need money, and they didn't have it until 1972. And then look at this country today. It's devastated along with Nepal because the capitalistic system come in to introduce money to control it. And look what it does. It's always the same. Look what the US has done today worldwide. Look at this mass destruction, inflation, fear, and harm. This is why the US is the last stronghold of the darkness. It's the last domino to fall. And it's falling very rapidly now as the majority of the people are taking back their consent and not supporting the politics and the geopolitics and the capitalistic system. They're breaking through the illusion. The white hat's narrative is a psyops program to energize and support their MIC, their military. Many are awakening from that. They're seeing what it is with the Nasara and Jasera false things that they had in there. People have been fooled, let's say, many thousands of times. Usually one only needs to be fooled once, let alone thousands of times about redemption of funds and all of this ridiculous stuff. Let me say, with Divine-gpms, if we had the majority rate today, it's done. Poof. There is no fooling around and none of these stories that concealing and inside intel. As soon as you see something like inside intel, that is a red flag that it's concealed. It's not transparency. And when one conceals things, it means that there is something to hide. So when you see there is something to hide, this is where lies exist because it's not made of truth. Truth is transparent. Everything is in the open. This is what GPMS is. We're doing all of the good things for everyone. We're spreading the truth worldwide. And that part of that truth is everyone is the value. Everyone is worthy and of the unlimited value, every soul. And every soul deserves fully comfort and freedom and abundance. And of course, love and peace. I'll end there. Thank you.
Sergius, you were coming back because of the internet.
Yeah, I just want to add about how it's going to be organized when the GPMS will start. It's like people will organize it very easily. It will start on a local level. It's like whatever community is going to need it at the time, it will be provided. And just step by step, it will grow on a bigger level, in the bigger city, and some countries, and all around the world. And I can say humanity, they are so advanced, they're like a masters of surviving. They can survive from anything. It's like not big deal for them to like be in a very hard situation and survive. So they have a knowledge for everything. It's just people will organize and it will be provided. So it's nothing to worry. Yeah, and I also want to add about, like Eric said, when some celebrities gonna start talking about GPMS. I saw one example like last couple days, but it wasn't about Divine-gpms. It was like a Taylor Swift, a singer, spoke about victims on a big talk show, victims from the Epstein files. And her show was viewed like millions of people. And some of the women who was on that island received some support from the people, another millions of dollars. So she just pushed it like far away. As soon as someone like she can speak about divine GPMS, all know for what we're gonna vote. They're gonna listen to them. And the celebrities start to speak it. They're already speaking about this nonsense, about injustice in these Epstein files. And sooner or later, they're gonna speak about divine GPMS because it's only one solution. And people will see it. Probably it's need a little bit more time, but it's coming. Yeah, it's coming. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Serhi. So basically, love is the solution, and visualization helps for the people that cannot see yet. GPMS, the website is helping, and just start to imagine a beautiful world where the moral value are real and the truth apply. Then from there we start, and will be not so hard to help each other when the money will be not an object to be working for or to do bad things to have it, or so I don't think that when everything it is provided, like money, resources and everything, I don't think that will be so hard for us to start to organize, just because you'll have no politician. So it's not necessary to have politician to be organized. We'll find a way. Lodi, what is happening on Philippines about GPMS? Because I see also people coming from Philippines, and you said that we have a representative that is working also from some tribes, I believe. Yeah. It is about probably they are there 25 million people. So right now they started to consent with GPMS. What is happening there?
Yes, I would like to share that today I have assisted about 56 names, and among them there are 14 um, individuals below 18 years old. Yes, it's true that more children are coming in for the Universal Nation. And also with the Lumad tribe in Palawan, they are coming in also, and the Kuyonon and the Molbog tribe. So I'm very happy that the brothers and sisters in Palawan are very active, despite having challenges with some of them being told that GPMS is a scam, just like the previous organizations that have been collecting names for a certain fee, or in exchange of a certificate as proof of membership, hoping for financial assistance. So they are going through all of those challenges, but still they are supporting GPMS and of course humanity as a whole, for this divine plan is going through despite all of those challenges, and we cannot stop until we get enough. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so the Kuyonon tribe people, they are a potential of 240,000, but the Lumad people, it is about probably 25 million. So this is huge. This is very, very important. And they started to consent in the last days. This is extremely important. Thank you so much. They are very welcome, and probably we can see them also on the weekly meetings, speaking and everything. Then the trust will come. I'm not saying in time because we have not so much time, but this will solve more to have trust in God and to have trust in GPMS, that it is God will. Yes, Rick.
Yes, once again, I wish to share that, instantly, once a country, if an individual nation reaches the majority of their vote, I can come right in and assist at setting everything up. As I said, within a week, within 24 hours, ones can begin to receive money. So in any individual nation, once we have that majority support, that they no longer put their support towards elected governments, once they change it, that they elect themselves the majority, then I can come in and show them just instantly how to do it. But I don't even need to come in. I can give them instructions in a Zoom meeting very quickly, and all of them can do it themselves. They really don't need very many to do this. But what we do need, as we said, is we need the majority ratification in any individual nation, because once you have all of these individual votes together as one that comprises a majority, there is no longer any government structure, because the people do not vote for that. They vote for themselves together. And when they are the majority, with the platform of Divine GPMS that gives everything to everyone, you don't go from just having a 51% majority. You actually go from, even before that, you fly right past 51%, and you go to almost a full unanimous vote in any country. Because once you reach that point, even before you get to the majority, it goes from 0 to 60 in the blink of an eye. So it needs to be understood as well, the power of this and how quickly it can be done in any country worldwide. But again, it's the majority of the people themselves that have to choose it and have to want it. Then it can be done instantly. As I say, within 24 hours, anyone, any country around the world could be receiving all of this comfortable money, and their freedom and their whole society, their socio-economics changing to reflect this new free world, with the great joy, with all of the children happy running in the streets in the countryside, the child laughter and freedom, and no worries about a price tag on their head from the traffic and rings because of the capitalistic system, because no one needs to put a price tag on a child's head, because they have their own money. So they don't need to look at a child as a reason to make money off of, like the sick system does today. The child is free and in a secure world. And that's why I put out the post this week again, letting people know, come on, parents, what are you doing? What are you doing for your children? If you don't want to do GPMS for yourself, do it for your children. Not only your children, all of the children worldwide. We have perhaps 20,000 children dying daily worldwide of hunger, which is absolutely insane. It's nonsense. There is more than enough in this world. It's just because of this capitalistic system and the way that money is created and not equally shared is the problem. In Divine GPMS, we create unlimited money shared with everyone, which means that no one goes hungry. And this, again, Divine GPMS, this reality could be done in the blink of an eye, in less than a week, if the majority of the people would come to the higher moral sense to do what is right. So there is no excuse for anyone, as I said, to complain about problems when the solution is already here. All of your problems at this point in the entire world are self-inflicted by the individuals that do not step up and join GPMS. So the harm, the suffering, the complaining is self-inflicting because you have a choice. You have a choice to choose the world where this doesn't exist. So what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Everson on Brazil, what is happening there? How the people reacts to GPMS when you share the message?
They received it very well, but if I had more time to talk to them, I think it would be better. But in the streets, hand to hand, giving cards, you can't talk so much to them to clarify what is GPMS, GPMS. I just want to add something. I was wondering here how amazing the point of view of Brother Rick. He have a higher point of view of the situation. He can see. It's amazing. Brother Rick, much gratitude for everything. Just that. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Agnes. What is happening in Germany?
Yes, what's happening in Germany? I have now the possibility to see another part of Germany. And like last years, I was make short trips in small cities and country areas. And I see most of the countries, doesn't matter if it's north or the middle or in south now. It's like small ghost cities. Most of shops have closed. And there's not really something what happened there. I mean, that's not very small cities. And there's nothing there. So it's just really very strange to see it. And young people, which I don't know what would they do today, because there's no points outside which they can meet like this. Also older people. So I see it's all what Brother Rick said, it's all imploding. And what also I've heard, it's a lot of firms are closing, so a lot of people are jobless. And of course, a lot of people are working for the pension, and they're working because they have to pay the rent, and it's always not enough. And then they are 65 or like this, and they get sick. So that's life at the moment what we have. And that's not right for us, which we should have. And I see it also. So if someone don't do it for himself, do it for your children and grandchildren. And I met today a wonderful lady, and I have a great conversation, which was talking about and thinking about what I've heard also from another person. They was thinking, yeah, what will happen with our grandchildren? So a lot of older people are also seeing this a long time, and but they are not so much connected with the internet. So to go more public would be great. And I of course share the name and the card if I have at the moment. And it was so much said today also from Broderick and from others, so I can't add more, because it's that's no other solution than Divine-gpms.world. So I see a lot of people in the future enjoying the time and they do what they want to do, what they love. And that's what my focus will also go between this sharing cards, but also see when it comes to people will enjoy it. So and I hope it come fast, and like Brother Rick said, also the last 5 years, what also was also the preparation, how it would be when you have more time for yourself, for your family, for yourself. And I think when it starts, you don't have problem to do something in this time when you have then the time in which you can do what you love, what you want to do, travel, or do your hobbies and all these things. How great is it? Or do you want more? Yeah. So yeah. So it was a nice experience which I make. So I can say it's everywhere. It's imploding, and it's a good sign. And we have now Divine-gpms.world. So thank you very much.
So we are already on more than 2 hours as usual. We try to keep 1 hour and a half, but all the time it's moving more than 2 hours. If someone has something to add for this meeting. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes, Rick?
Yeah, if not, we can close it down. I have some other exciting, important connections and perhaps some calls tonight in alignment for GPMS. So this will give me perhaps a little bit more time, or I can go and all of you can continue. But if everyone's done, yeah, that'd be great. I can shut it down. I await your reply.
Yeah, so thank you so much for everyone that participated on this meeting. And we invite everyone on our weekly public open worldwide meetings to speak. And please come and be a representative or guardian GPMS today. It does not matter where you are living, does not matter where you are working. This is not important. The most important is that we create a world where the moral value are up, the truth is there, and the love is the solution. Thank you so much for everyone. So, Rick, the red button is to you because you are the host.
All right, just hold on for a minute. We got to stop the Facebook Live. Do that, and love, light, and gratitude everyone that had joined us on Facebook, and I'll stop that.